was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness, every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick, drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell, just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way, and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this. Drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat. Once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these. Cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife, or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans, or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven. Catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now, don't forget, attend this theater every week and
Evening, everyone. How we doing tonight? So, it's ramen night. Well, at least instant ramen night. Using these because I actually already had these in the kitchen. Sort of happened to have them around for like emergency stuff. They're sort of like my equivalent of emergency reserves. Welcome in, everyone. How we doing tonight, Huberman? I think I saw Leo a bit earlier. I think I saw Entropy a little bit earlier. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely day. I just opened up a can of yerba mate because I just can't wake up right now. It's rainy, it's dreary outside. I've just been all day. Made my online order. Forgot to order peanuts, so there's no peanuts in the salad tonight. But walked to the store, got rained on walking back home. Woke up early this morning when I didn't need to. I need to wake up tomorrow morning. That was so annoying. Like, got up, rushed around, like, shower, dressed, ready to go. Look at my info. Shit. Hey, Leo. Like a fish? Yeah, everyone seems to be... It's either raining or snowing for a lot of people right now. For me, it's raining. Hey, car guy. How you doing tonight? Yeah, we're going to do marshmallow bars. That's actually going to be coming up pretty quick here. And then we're going to be... I'm also doing... First, before that, though, we're going to do the bread. Because, or at least work on the bread some. If you guys have been watching on the Discord, I started bread last night using, I think it was the pork. It was either the beef or the pork. So there's a whole 2 packages of ramen in there. The seasoning packages are in there. Excuse me. And there's also a no-knead bread recipe in there. So, what I did last night, around, I think it was about 8:30, I cooked 2 packages of ramen, just the noodles, and strained them, and then threw them into my normal mix of no-knead bread, which is 400 grams of flour, 300 grams of water. I didn't add salt. Well, I did add some salt, because it was just natural. I threw some salt in there, and I was like, oh, I tried to pull some of it back out. But we got some, I had the seasoning packets in there, and we got our yeast in there. And so this has just been sitting after I mixed it all together since then. And it is looking sort of odd. I mean, this is bread, but there's very obviously notes of ramen in there. So, as is usual for our no-knead breads, I'm going to throw a little cornmeal over here. Or that's not what I want. There it is, it's over there. Give us a little nice cornmeal bottom. Nice, Leah. Hey, Shadowtronics. How you doing tonight? What's happening? Okay, so we got a little base of cornmeal going. And this guy we're just going to fold up over the top a couple of times. So we get a nice sort of ball looking shape going here. And pull it all up off of the bottom. Put that seam side down. We're going to let that hang out there for, 30 minutes or so. Allow it to get used to its new setup there. But it's very obviously got ramen in it, so this should be an interesting loaf of bread. Yep, Shadow. Used to be a regular staple in my diet too back college days. Not as much as others though. But, I mean, can you really go through college these days and not have ramen in your diet at some point? Actually had a kid in my associate's class at the CIA. He, I think it was a bet just for a 6-pack of beer, because they used to do a lot of bets in that group just for lulz. And I think he went a whole month eating nothing but ramen. And they gave him the exception that you could add add-ins, but he literally went a whole month eating nothing but ramen, and actually looked a little sick towards the end. But he would skip lunch every day, go back and eat ramen with an egg or two, come back to class. So we got our bread set. I already got the oven on. I set the oven on to 450. I've got the cast iron pan in there warming up. So that's all ready to go when we're ready for it. And see if I can't give you guys a little view of that. Nice. Actually, it's holding pretty well. The ramen probably holds it together a little bit better, but yeah, I think that should be a interesting one. Nice, Leo. Did you use how did you use did you bake some baking soda to get the proper alkalinity? Did I grind the ramen? No, well, wait a minute, I'm getting lost here in chat. Thank you for that sub, Shadow. That's 7 months already? Jeez. Thank you. Yeah, the sodium in ramen is pretty bad. Typically use half the amount of sodium. Typically I'll do 2 packs at once if I'm doing it. And I'll use one of the seasoning packets. But yeah. Car guy, I think you should live on nothing but ramen. I think that's a beautiful plan for you. Fold this guy back up that I was using to cover up the bread while I was proofing. On to the next project. We gonna do dessert first or salad first? I think we're gonna do dessert first. Wow, this is really stuck to this bowl. Well, excuse you, Drain. This guy is just filthy from that bread. And I need you for later. Otherwise I'd skip cleaning you. You've already taken longer than I want. That's something I wouldn't mind myself there, Shadowtronics. I wouldn't mind traveling a couple places just to try their mostly street foods. Like, I wouldn't mind visiting Japan, but there's other places that are a little bit higher on my list, though. Like, I'd really like to visit Singapore. Although it's more for ease of myself, because they have English. I don't know how it is in Japan. The touristy parts that I went to China, there was a decent amount of English. But I doubt that's the case elsewhere. And, yeah. Be a little rough. Because I'd probably be more interested in a real food tour than, ooh, these are the trendy places that people don't know food. Though I will say, I don't know when it's going to be on the list. You do have to do a jiggly cheesecake at some point. Speaking of Japanese cuisine. Gonna definitely have to do that at some point. Don't expect me to do the giant, like, full hotel, like, braising pan size. Okay, we're good with that, we're good with that. I think I'm going to start in the salad next. I've changed my mind against starting here with the dessert. So we got Napa cabbage, which you guys are not familiar with. Compared to the other one, it's mostly just elongated. You can get them really long too. But just sort of cabbage. This is the one they use for if you're doing kimchi or something like that. It's got those nice long leaves that you can smear with paste. Now, typically you quarter it like that. If you're doing kimchi, which I haven't done yet on stream, but I don't know if I'm going to, but you do the leaves individually, then you pack them and store them. But basically, we're going to turn this into another batch of slaw here. By the way, I already ate all that other slaw. It was great. Like, I came back for that for a snack. Now I eat it for lunch the next day. A little thick there maybe at the end. Oh well. Yeah, we're gonna go like that a couple times here just to get through. I think I should have cut this a little bit finer to start off with. Oh, what? I think this is gonna be quite the batch here. This is a bigger head of coleslaw than I had last time, I think, here. Or head of cabbage. And yeah, this time we're gonna split this one in half. Nice, Superman. So we're coming up on our battle here. We got a little bit more than a minute left. I am changing up how I'm doing ads, or at least to try it. And so what I'm going to do here is I started off with, I added a command to my bot to automatically run a minute-and-a-half ad 5 minutes into the stream, which was during the coming soon screen. And I'm going to start running a 1 minute ad before each of our Stream Raiders battles. And so I'm going to go ahead and start this right now. And so those, you see that little timer up there, those that are not currently subscribed are watching an ad right now. There we go. And welcome back, ad viewers. Let's do that battle. Mama Bear out there on her own. No. Victory. Had Mama Bear with the kills, even though she valiantly died. Entropy with the assists. Gratzlia. Get yourself a cleric scroll. I think we go for the 3. Let's see what we got here. Oh, enemies revealed over time. I am just putting tanks out tonight. That is my current quest, if you notice there. So, if you guys haven't noticed, they've recently added quests into the game, which are giving you bonuses for leveling up. They're giving you bonuses for using specific characters. So you might check those out if you haven't seen those before. And we'll go back to chopping here. Check into that battle in another 30 minutes. So anyways, I'm running those ads now in front of Stream Readers since I figure it was already a good break point. And that way it'll help keeping new people from having to watch an ad just to check out what the stream is like. So let me know what you guys think. I don't know how many of you don't have an ad blocker or something like that, but if you guys have issue with it, let me know. Yeah, we got a lot of coleslaw here. I don't know if I'm mixing all of this with ramen. The problem with, well, I'm certainly not mixing all of it with ramen tonight. The real big drawback on this salad, which I'm not innovating here, shocker, but we're going to use the ramen to give us some crunch in our salad. We're going to crunch those up into small little bits and toss them in with there. The problem with this is that the slaw will soggy up your noodles if they sit in there. So it's something you want to mix up sort of like the last minute before you enjoy it. So I'm only going to mix a little bit of the ramen in there for what I'm going to serve myself tonight. I'm only going to use one of these packs. But this is obviously 2, 3, 4 packs of ramen here. We can probably throw this bread in the oven now. So why don't we get that cooking? Yeah, I'm going to do a small one, Leah. Grab the pan out of the oven. That's nice and hot. Get rid of the lettuce here. Throw our bread in there. Don't know why I'm getting phone calls. Going in the oven. Alright, so that's going to cook 450 degree oven, 20 minutes. We'll take the lid off in 20 minutes, give it another 20 minutes or so. Take a look at it around then. And what we're doing here in the first part is we're really like steaming that ball of dough. We're going to break down the starches on the outside of it while cooking the inside, allowing it to do its rising, giving it enough time to cook. And then once it's done steaming inside of that small little cast iron pot, we'll take the lid off, let all the steam out, and then the heat will allow it to crisp up that outside that's already broken down from the steam heat. And that's how it really is beneficial to use that. Either you got a Dutch oven or cast iron like I have. Subtitle. Not sure what you're referring to, Leah. Yeah, let's do a third. Not you, though. We're going to take you out entirely. You're just ugly looking. And set this off to the side. I'm going to give these guys a rinse off. They all been sitting in the fridge for a minute. Nice, Huberman. Brown sugar makes most things better. And even in most cases when you're just using sugar, brown sugar makes most things better. You sounded, Huberman. I'm glad. Am I supposed to be looking at what I'm doing right now?
Probably be worse if I wasn't looking, because I might continue longer than I should, not realizing what's going on. Sometimes the pain takes a little while to kick in. Of course, at the same time, if you're watching, sometimes it's worse in the fact that you actually realize what you're doing and you can't stop. That's the real kicker. I'm just doing better now that I got some caffeine in my system, I think. I was really run down like 30 minutes before the stream started. So let's do a little next week voting setup. Wow, we got 4 for charcoal. Nori sheets, who else we got for 3 up here? So it looks like it's going to be Nori sheets versus charcoal for next week. I didn't expect charcoal to come back so quick after I re-put it on there, but I said I wanted to do it. So let's see here. So obviously Ramen won last week. 7 versus 3 versus pickled ginger. And so now we're doing dinner for the... Come on, calendar. The 3rd. Already into February. And of course I can't spell February for some reason. Forgetting how to do this here. Doubt there's going to be one for Nori. Ah! There's gifts for everything. So go ahead and vote in the Discord for either one of these by reacting with it. The chef icon. And that'll be next week's challenge. Neither one of those are sounding very tasty. I'm not a big fan of nori sheets. Thank you for that suggestion there, Zula. By the way, guys, please feel free to vote for your own suggestions after you add them. I'm going to vote for everything, but you guys are welcome to vote for your own suggestions, too. You can vote for everything. You can only vote once, though. So we'll get rid of charcoal here. And we'll get rid of nori sheets. Oh, hey, I'm live. If you guys are interested in joining in the Discord and not already in the Discord, I have to give permissions to you guys to be able to see everything, but otherwise you might just see the rules. Once I give you guys permission, We have the walk-in here, which is our general chat. We have a Formula One chat because I'm a bit of a Formula One junkie. Streamers chat if you're a streamer and want to chat about something you're streaming along that line. We have our voting section, and then we have our community section here. Just added the introduce yourself section this week, so please feel free to introduce yourself. Let us all know what you do. There's links are disabled in there, but please let us know what you create, where you create it. Also new this week in here is I added a where is it? Food memes. So if you guys got any good food memes to share along, a hot dog puma jelly, which is actually a real thing. It's not just a meme. Anyways, join the Discord, and I'll give you permissions after the stream here. Let's do a quick check, see if there's anyone in there already. Nope, no white names. Okay. So, back to the slaw. What else do we want to throw in this? I'm going to throw in a little yellow onion. Oh, we're going to save that for the burgers later. Just automatically want to make that plural. Seem to automatically want to talk in plural, too, when I'm streaming. Stingy Bear, welcome, man. Yeah, there's a lot of funny ones out there that I've seen, and I thought it might be a fun thing for people to add their favorites. I actually got another one that I just thought of that I gotta add on there. There's a I have a Monster Mash one, which is a monster drink mashed potatoes. I'm sort of a garbage disposal myself. Jason will eat it. Not my best job on the onions today. I remember that Zen Mobius. I don't know why I just tried to like condense. I just tried to condense your name into something that it wasn't for some reason there. But yeah, I remember the Thanksgiving sodas. I haven't drank a ton of Jones, but I always thought they were sort of a cool niche company. I mean, the whole we'll put your picture on our bottle thing. But they've done a whole bunch of different weird sodas, haven't they? Like, they're like the Jelly Belly of soda companies. I don't know if we need all the... I like onion. So, I wouldn't recommend that you add this much onion, but I like onion. So we're throwing all this onion in here. Because it's mine. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept with it. I mean, they did all sorts of different stuff. It doesn't look too bad with a light mix-up. Let's add some salt in here. Allow this to start breaking down, losing some of its moisture, giving us some of that good flavor for our dressing inside of it, or to mix in with our dressing. And yes, I'm making mayo again tonight. Don't have an avocado tonight though, but that doesn't really fit with tonight's dinner so much. Tonight's more going to be, let's figure in some soy sauce packets in with our mayo tonight for this. So we're going to start into the mayo now. Never been the giantest fan of I like these. I like the Newman's Own ginger mints. Those are good. Those are good. Kick of ginger, but most ginger flavored stuff I just don't like. It doesn't taste like ginger to me. It's in many cases it's just sort of like that ginger like heat effect to it instead of an actual gingery flavor. That said, I love me some Vernors too. Egg. We need an egg yolk. Just gonna crack this into the sink. Don't need that egg white. Grab our whisk, grab our olive oil, grab our cheap canola oil, oops, and take the lid off of our bread, our ramen bread. That is looking very interesting. The whole ramen strands on top is very. You see the cheese breads that they have in stores. It looks very similar. It's very interesting. Some of it's a little bit looking like it's going to get a little crispy on the top, even though I pretty much worked it into the dough. And so I'm just going to lightly whip this egg up a little bit until it gets a little bit lighter in color here. Again, spreading things all over the bowl because, as I said before, that's sort of my hack for making emulsions. Though I am sort of tempted to just use an emulsion mixer and make it a lot quicker, but slow start. Egg yolk's starting to turn a little green there with our olive oil. I think I was watching Babish the other day make a mayo emulsion in like 20 seconds using an emulsion blender. And that's fun and easy if you got an emulsion blender, which I actually happen to have, but most of you guys probably don't. Fair number of you probably have a blender of some sort, but that's also a problem too when you're not doing a ton of mayo, because you're not going to get this huge... I mean, it's going to take so much in order to get those blades to work with it. You're going to have to do like 2-3 egg yolks, and then you're filling up like half your blender with mayo at that point, which is not what we're doing tonight. Hey, Trigger. Mr. Contest winner. Congrats. How you doing tonight? What's your plans for Froggy? If you guys aren't catching what I'm... Most of you guys probably weren't there. Trigger just won a competition last night in Rhino Lion's channel for a piece of pottery. Words. That makes 2 for 2 for him. Alright, another battle ready. Yeah, words are hard for me just in general for some reason. As I said before, I'm now running 1-minute ads before I do my Stream Raiders battles. That way we can get new people into the channel without having to watch a pre-roll. So we're going to start that now. Interesting. My timer didn't reset, so I don't know. I assume it gave people the command to do the ad. We'll see here. I'm going to continue whisking this oil a little bit longer. Give this a minute for them to get back, or if they want to see the Stream Raiders battle. And put the olive oil away too. Okay, I think we're probably in the ballpark of a minute by now. Let's do our battle. Nice, Trigger. Victory. Entropy with the kills, Leo Zeo with the assists, Entropy and Leo Zeo with the rewards, Grats with the scrolls. And on to the next, Obelisk one. If I remember right, these guys are helpers. Yeah. I'm continuing to put a tank out here because I still need that for my quests. So why don't we start next to this guy and work our way around. We'll do little this action. Your bomber there is perfectly fine, but yeah, berserker. That way we'll mass up back here and move this way. Hopefully. And obviously, if you guys see that, destroy the Emily obelisk to win. Your army will lose if your obelisk is destroyed. So, actually, I probably should have put my guy over here. And we definitely need an army built up over here to quickly go for that guy. I don't know what goes after these directly, and I can't pull that up after I drawed my tank out there. But I don't think my tank should have gone there. I think we should have probably massed up over here. Hey, Tahiti lady. Ramen crunch salad. Sort of working on that now. We're making a mayo dressing for our coleslaw right now. It's basically a coleslaw dressing. We've got a Napa cabbage slaw. Wrong camera, sorry. Napa cabbage slaw with onion and carrot in there right now. That's lightly salted, and that's going to lose some of its moisture. That's going to create part of our sauce. The other part's going to be a sweetened mayo like this. And then lastly, I'm going to add some soy sauce packets into this, so it'll be flavored like the broth seasoning for that. Excuse me, I'm trying to burp and talk at the same time here. And the ramen will crunch up and throw in last minute into the salad. It's sort of like a toss it in as you're serving it item, because it's going to give you a nice crunch to your salad. Sort of like the, what do you call them? Forgetting them. Those, essentially ramen, but just fried. Those crisps that they have for them. And so it would be their crunch element. But if you leave it in there too long, they're going to get soggy. Sort of nasty. I'm switching now from olive oil to canola oil. But that's mostly for cost purposes here. We got a decent amount of olive oil in there. It's going to be enough to give it some flavor. We're getting to the point here where I need to add a couple drops of water just to loosen things up. I think I'm going to do that now. Maybe an ounce of water there. It was maybe a little too much, but we'll be okay still. It's going into coleslaw. It doesn't have to be sandwich thick. That's going to lighten it up. It's also going to sort of lock in an emulsion. So actually, it's a lot easier to continue blending after this point. Famous last words. I'll say that and it'll break. Not that mayos aren't that hard. The hollandaises and stuff, the hot ones, are a little bit harder. Yeah, I'm trying to work with things to add more salads and stuff to my schedule and stuff like that too. the middle of winter, so it's a little hard to do that, but I'm beginning to like it more that I've gotten older. I was saying that the other night, and I think it's probably one of those flavors that grows on the palate as you get older. Because your saliva does change, so you do taste things differently. Not just genetically, but age-wise. Genetically, we all taste differently, too. We all affect things differently, too. Which makes, I mean, I think that's really the future of being a chef here. It's not so much mixing ingredients now that we've scoured the world for ingredients and are sort of like reaching for like fermented things just to do new things. I think the next level is figuring out the exact flavors that someone wants and developing cuisines for individuals. But that's maybe a little too sci-fi for today. Sorry, I'm probably tilting this away from the camera a bit, but it would red. Yeah, we'll get people on the Mars, and we'll start comparing life to Mars life. And we'll have Earth and Mars social classes. Politics. Ugh. We're getting there. Back to being thick again after loosening everything up with a little water. Let's see what we got for bread tonight. Ooh, that's looking... Ooh, do I give that another couple minutes? Yeah, I'm gonna give that another couple minutes. That's looking gorgeous though. Just gonna hook you guys for another couple minutes here. I'm gonna give that actually 5 more minutes. I want a nice crust on this baby. But yeah, those individual little pieces of noodle that are sticking out are like the cheese on your supermarket bread, cheese bread. getting to the point where I'm adding an ounce or two now of oil at a time. Just one. There's nothing but about an ounce of water, a single egg yolk, and oil in this bowl right now. No, it was just one trigger. I thought about using some red pepper tonight. Or chilies. Okay, I think we're ready for our seasoning. Oh, it's a pretty easy hack. It's probably one of the best ways to still have a microwave. I use my microwave essentially for melting butter, occasionally for popcorn, and reheating things. Like, that's all I use. Oh, tempering chocolate. That's like the only things that I use it for anymore. So I'm going to take the soy sauce packet out of one of these and add that into our dressing here. Break the packet up a little bit. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Papa. Add a little vinegar into the party. Sherry vinegar, why not? Let's use rice vinegar. It'll match up a little bit better. Last minute on our bread. Is there? I know there's a lot of salt. Is there a ton of sugar in this? Rich flour, wheat flour, niacin, diamine, vegetable oil, salt, or dehydrated soy sauce. So we have salt and dehydrated soy sauce. It's like salt and more salt. There's no added sugar in there. There's probably plenty of sugar in the noodles, those carbohydrates. Let's see what we got for bread. Yeah, I'm glad I gave that a couple minutes more. How's that look, guys? Peoples, viewers, internet, chat. Where's my wire rack? Nice bottom. We'll let that hang out in the back here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good looking loaf of bread. I'm excited to see how much of the flavor comes through, because I did add the flavor packets in with that bread, so there's seasoning in there and all that too, not just the noodles. So if you guys aren't catching on, those little squiggly things are the ramen noodles and all that. Back to this. The bread, I think it's the pork. I was pulling them out, and I was pulling out nothing but roast beef this morning. But I could have sworn it was the pork ones. The pork ones, I have a full rack, and I just opened a new one to put these here. But I could have sworn it was the pork that I put in there and not the beef. So now we got our soy sauce dressing here. A little vinegar in there. Sort of wishing I had a lime. I might add a little honey into this to sweeten this up too. Hey John, how you doing tonight? Welcome in. We want to add that, or where is my thing of honey? Where is all my honey hidden at now? There it is. Doing pretty good. We're cooking with ramen tonight. Not making ramen tonight. We're using instant ramen in a variety of ways. We're working on a sort of traditional ramen coleslaw. You've probably seen that in the potluck before here or there. Also going to do a ramen burger. I just finished up making up on that top screen there, we got a loaf of no-knead bread with ramen, cooked instant ramen, and a seasoning packet in there. And going to be doing sort of a ramen marshmallow treats almost. And I'm going to use the soy seasoning and use that to make a caramel. So we'll have a soy caramel coated Rice Krispie sweet savory dessert. I grabbed my honey from the farmers markets. There's two local beekeepers that I'm familiar with that work out of the farmers markets. Both of them have decent products. That just instantly darkened that. Look at that sauce now. That just looks like honey now. And it's just gorgeous now. That little gloss that the honey gives it. So that's going to be our coleslaw dressing. No, that needs a little more attention. For those just coming in, here's another glorious look on our ramen and, I think, pork bread. but the seasoning is in that bread too. It's either beef or pork, and I think it's pork. Actually, I can probably figure that out. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so I'm going to give the salad here a little bit of a quick toss once more. We're going to add some green onion into there, and then we're going to switch gears and work on the ramen Krispies. Okay. Green onion. Hey, Doomation. How you doing tonight? I'm not going to use all the green onion tonight. We're just going to do a little bit to add a little green in there. Are you talking about the Huberman? Are you talking about the cakes, the geode-like cakes, where they use sugar crystals to make it look like it's the inside of a geode? Sort of like that Cookie Monster one that they found recently. Those I think are really cool myself. No, Leo, I don't think we can call tonight, especially the burger. But, no, I wouldn't call tonight a vegan dinner. Not many of my dinners are going to be vegan. Actually, I don't think any of my meals may be vegan. Sorry. I'm just not that big of a fan of soy. I don't use a ton of soy products, and that's really one of your primary sources of protein if you're vegan. It's not your only choice. But it's like the number one. So we got some salt in already with that coleslaw, so it's going to lose some of its moisture. So when we add that dressing, I'm going to wait on the dressing until it's hung out for a little bit longer. Let's put this oil and vinegar away. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in. How we doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's having a lovely evening. We're having a fun time here tonight, working with ramen. Using ramen as an ingredient. Already got started here. We're working on a salad. We've got some nice bread here. This has got 2 packets of ramen in there with the seasoning. And that's cooling down. I just took that out of the oven. Barely warm enough for me to sit here and play with it with my hands. But barely cool enough. Maybe you guys have seen a ramen like coleslaw salad before. We're doing that tonight too. We got a coleslaw. And then we've got a coleslaw dressing that I just made from scratch. Is essentially a homemade mayo with the soy sauce packet in there and some honey, a little vinegar. So that's going to be that, and then we're going to crush up some ramen, uncooked ramen, raw ramen, or raw instant ramen, and use that as sort of like a crunch in with our coleslaw, as if coleslaw didn't already have a crunch, but is really going to have a crunch now. Let's see. Thank you for that follow, Greta. And DJ N4Red. Welcome in. How's everyone doing this evening? How was your stream today, DJ Greenlight? Thank you for that raid. We just set up our ingredient vote in the Discord for next week. I get to work with either charcoal or nori sheets for next Wednesday. So if you guys are new in, you can join the Discord. The link's there in chat. And give me your own opinions on that. You can add your own ingredients. There's channels there for both of those. And, well, welcome in. Once again, DJ, how was your stream? What were we up to tonight? Regular old fried... Regular old? How can fried chicken be regular old? Apparently it's bad for you to eat raw pasta and raw noodles, but I've done it many times. Yeah, it's not great. Instant ramen as it is a fried product. So this has got oil in it that is really only there because of the process that was to make it instant. These are essentially just pasta noodles. Ramen's different from pasta, but they're essentially like pasta noodles that have been fried to remove the moisture, so you can instantly rehydrate them. And so yeah, they're not great for you. But what is? Nice, DJ. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a fun time tonight. We were just going to get started with our dessert here. I was just setting the coleslaw aside. I'm going to be doing essentially Rice Krispie treats, but I'm going to be using ramen instead of the Rice Krispies. So we're going to start by crushing up some ramen here so that we have it for our marshmallows. And I don't know how many of these I want to do. I think we're going to do 2 packs of these guys tonight. Just to make a small, I don't want to make a ton of this tonight. Because, I mean, it's just me. Why do I need a giant dessert? Actually, this looks great. We'll do that. We'll do 2 packs of ramen. Actually, this works out pretty well because I used the seasoning packet from that guy in the salad dressing, and this will be this equivalent of. I'm gonna use this packet to make a soy caramel, and I'm gonna put over the top of the Rice Krispies. Oh yeah, Hooverman, we've had Rice Krispies. They're American creation, I believe. Aren't they? Are they General Mills or are they Kellogg's? But how do I want to crush these? So I want to do it in a bag? Let's do it in a bag. Because they're going to probably spread all over the place if I don't put them in a bag. Kellogg, who figures? Good old Battle Creek, Michigan. Battle! We shall go to battle. But first, we shall have a 1-minute ad. So. Let's start that ad now. We'll be back in a minute. Thank you, Huberman. We'll save this for after the battle here. Oh, hey, the timer worked this time. Sort of. We got another 30 seconds till we get everyone back. I'm going to throw these out. Be right back. Alright, let's run that battle. Oh, thank you for listening to me and lining up over here. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Nice. Trigger with the most important kill of the battle. Victory. Trigger with the one kill that really mattered. And Leo with... How do you have one kill in the battle and Leo gets 3 assists? What the heck? Had Mama Bear and Leo Zio with the scrolls. Congrats. And we're done with the captain, so let's go with the Berserker. And I have a quest to redeem here. Yay, gold. Awesome. So, feel free to add your characters anywhere you want on that field. And back to crushing a little ramen here now. I like my ramen pretty crunched up. I don't want like chunks. I want like noodles. So that's about right, I think. What do you guys think? You like yours more chunky? Instant noodles do have more chomp to them than dried pasta or the other traditional alternatives. Rice Krispies. So these are all going to get stuck back together with the marshmallow anyway. So we just want to make them small enough that they're not ridiculous. Uberman. I have such a mixed accent of my own. Of those here in the U.S. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest. I've lived in New York. I've lived in Phoenix. I've been living in California now for 15, 16 years. Alright. So, marshmallow melting time. Let me see what the ratio here is of butter to marshmallow for Rice Krispie treats. By the way, this is going to be the extent to the menu looking here for my recipe tonight. Oh, come on, just tell me the recipe. Oh, okay, so this will be straight for all of it. Cool, cool, cool. I am in GTA. No, I'm not in GTA. Use about half of this butter. Pan's just warm from the oven. Oven's off, right? Yeah. So, low flame there. I'm going to add about half this bag of marshmallows in there once that butter starts melting good. I think I might, well, maybe I don't know who it is. I haven't, I've watched my fair share of the No Pixel guys, maybe a long time ago. It's been a while since I watched any of them. But, I don't know if I know of the chef character in GTA. It's been like 2-3 years since I was watching the guys that were doing the No Pixel GTA server. Which, if you guys aren't familiar, are sort of like the same people that are doing Rust right now. There we go. Maybe too much marshmallow. Oh well. That's a bit too warm. You want to go low and slow here. Don't want to get it too sticky to the pan. I should have gotten the mini ones. The mini ones melt a little bit better than the big guys. But the big guys are a little bit more fun. Gee, I wonder what I'm going to use the rest of this bag of marshmallows for. It's not like there's hot chocolate day coming up or anything. What do you guys think? Should I add some peanut butter into the mix of this, or why don't we do this as a vote? Over here. Let's go. Why you can't please work, browser? There we go. Come on, browser. Why you? I don't know why I haven't done this for you guys. Sorry about that. We're still not fully melted here. We're getting close, though. Remember, it has to go with the soy flavor, too. Oh, computer just trudging along. We're actually doing all right with the dishes tonight. That's awesome. I can clip these guys while we're waiting on that pole. Making sure we're not sticking to the bottom too much. Hey, Trigger, just in time. Got a vote in the poll. Do I add peanut butter to my Ramen Krispies tonight? I am adding caramel over the top, and there is going to be soy in there. We're going to be using the seasoning packet in there to do the ingredient challenge. Have the whole thing in there, even though it's dessert. Go for everything, mash the flavors. Have you ever created your own tortilla chips? No. I mean, I've fried tortillas before and made tortilla chips. I've done that in work. I haven't really done that so much at home. I fried pasta here. But frying your own potato chips, oh, there's plenty of MSG already in there, Leo. It's more of an economics and worth your while thing. They're much more efficient and much better at doing it if you just buy them. It's nice to serve people nice hot tortilla chips and make them at home, but cost-wise versus time and effort, and it's sort of like I do pasta here on stream and I hand do it here on stream. Is it really worth it to you guys to do it yourselves? I don't know. That's your own take, whether you think that's worth your time management or not. We're almost there with our vote. Probably over for you guys. There we go. And nope. Wins it. Well, it's like tortilla chips and potato chips and a number of those things, they're just so much more efficient. I mean, because they can have a football size fryer that keeps a constant temp no matter how many potatoes or tortillas you throw in there. And it's going to keep them much more consistent. It's going to be so much better quality product at the end because they can keep track of all those small things. At the same time, you know, there is something to be said for having nice hot tortilla chips. So I'm going to toss all these in there. Okay. Now we're going to add this over here. Oops, wrong one. Into here. And be very careful with this. This is molten sugar here. So you don't want to get this all over yourself. Especially if you got kids that want to touch the sugary stuff. This is not something you want to be handling. It's probably getting cool enough to touch on the edge, but yeah, just be safe. Try my best to spread it into the pan without getting it all stuck to the spoon, but seem to be accomplishing both at once here. Test it for temp before I did that, if you noticed. Okay. You certainly have, like, the kettle chips. Those are small batches. But they're still probably using a fryer that, you know, is bigger than your bathtub. Food Experiment has been doing potato chips recently. I think he sort of wrapped that up now, but he had a picture there of them, how they do the kettle chips in his stream. And yeah, it's sort of my hand is now wet, so it's not sticking to my hand, so I'm going to use that quick here to push that down a little bit. You can oil up your hand too. Don't really want your hand wet, but damp. Okay. That's now going to be impossible to get out now, because I totally forgot to butter that dish. I'm going to fill this pot that I used for cooking the marshmallows up with water here to allow that to hopefully dissolve down a little bit. I wouldn't know, Ramen. My last console was the Sega Genesis. Let's do our caramel now. I was gonna do it in that guy. Let's use him. Oh, we still on here. Add the rest of this butter in there. Toss these out. I'll be right back. My music stop on me. Oh, you're not familiar with that, Huberman? It's like 20 years ago. Something like that. Maybe even older. 25 years ago. Damn, I'm old. Oh yeah, it was like one of Sega's firsts. You still got a little cream kicking around. I don't know, I've never been a big fan of consoles because the hardware in them just, it gets outdated so quickly. I mean, it's always the top of the line when the new ones come out, every decade or so that they actually come out. But, you know, 6 months later, PCs are light years ahead. I don't know, it's a sort of toss-up because they limit the games aren't available all over the place, and yeah, like you want to play the Mario games and they're only going to be, there might be cross-play and stuff like that, but they're really only available on Nintendo stuff, or at least the best experience. Add a little water here to get that started. Tired of waiting. We got hot sand again. Wonder if it's my memory's just getting too heavy a use. Don't have drop frames. CPU seems to be... I mean, I'm around 25%, which is up there, but I've got a gazillion things open. It just trugs along. Now that we're up to a temp that it's melted, I'm going to turn heat down slightly. Well, I could kill the zombies and then eat them. Well, not really. You don't want to get infected up. Cooked. Okay, I'm adding more water to this. I actually want to add even more. Good question, B-Boy. Welcome in. I mean, if it's bacteria-based, probably would. But if it's fungal-based, not necessarily. And actually, it depends on the type of fungal, too, because... Or on the type of, bacteria, too, because spore-based ones can be a little nasty. Like botulism. They can last through, like, 300-some degrees. Oh, hey, that's bubbling behind me, isn't it? Still not breaking down there entirely. I think we can probably add our... let's wait for that to cook and cool down a little bit here. I turned down the heat so that it's just around a boil now. Just barely a boil. And switch to a clean spoon. Add our soy seasoning flavor. Turn this into a quotation mark soy caramel. I cut the heat off on that. Add a little cream in there. And my luck with caramels, I've made some gorgeous caramels on stream, but lately these are just all turning junk. So, battle time. So, 60-second ad for the non-subs. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to strain this over the top of the Crispies while we're waiting. Timer didn't work the second time here. That's weird. Guess it only works every other time? Welcome in, Miss Lisa Face. How is your evening going, Miss Lovely Lisa Face? So we got our soy caramel here. Let's give you the proper view. Okay, so the non-crispy sugar there. So this is our Rice Krispie treat, or Ramen Krispies. And we got our caramel over the top there, which was using the soy seasoning. We'll let that hang out and cool down now. We got our salad with, forgetting the name of the Napa cabbage right now. backdoor cabbage. I don't know why it's called Napa cabbage. I don't think it's because Napa County. Actually, is it spelled with 2 P's? Is it 1 P? I don't know. Carrots, onion, green onion. We made a dressing for that using essentially a mayo with honey and some of the soy sauce seasoning in there. So the ramen broth flavoring is in there along with the sweetness. I haven't actually tried this. I should give this a shot. Ooh. That's got some funk. That's tasty. So that's going to be the dressing for the salad, and then we're going to add some of the ramen into that to give it some crunch. But we got a battle here, so let's do our battle. Oh, this could be bad. This is turning bad quick. Ugh. Ooh. This could be close. Our archer's gonna save us, guys. Wow, we did it. Nuts. That was close. Congrats, guys. Entry with the kills. Leo Zia with the assists. Head Mama Bear with the scrolls. Congrats. That was a close one. And ooh, we got an even harder one this one. Need even more of your units on my field. Stealing jokes. Do I keep going with the... I think I keep going with the tank here. Why don't we do that there? And battle planning, we'll do that. Actually, we'll do one more. And we'll do the same over here. There we go. Maybe a couple rogues over in here. Come back and fight back. And majority of us over here. If you got a flying rogue or something like that, maybe throw one of those guys around the side or something as you see fit. That is not what I clicked, browser. There, maybe you'll run a little bit better with that like that. I don't know why I leave all that open, though. It's probably horrible for... There, that might be a little bit better. Like, that doesn't even refresh, does it? There we go. Okay, let's get going on our burger. Now that we got this. This is sort of a... I wasn't anticipating this. The caramel was too hot for the marshmallow. And it's melting through. So it's going to be infused. I mean, it's you look at it from the side, it's just infused with that caramel. We done with you yet? Nope, one more sip. No, I'm not really masking the flavor. I'm trying to work with it. I mean, essentially, I'm just adding sugar to it there. If you think about this, this is a little more than sugar added. We have marshmallows, which are whipped sugar, and we have caramel, which is just melted sugar. Yeah, I'm essentially doing ramen with sugar. Let's get rid of you. And and we need to make some ramen. Which ones am I doing for this? We're doing it for the burger. Why don't we do beef with the burger? And actually, I think I only need one of these for my buns. So this is how I typically do. Well, actually, I can't even do it the way I typically do mine because I'm going to end up with too much. I have to do half. But this is how I typically do my ramen. Do slightly over a cup, like a cup and a third or a cup and a quarter. Today I'm going to do about 3/4 of a cup water there. Take your sauce packet out. We bring this up to a boil. Where's my lid hiding? It's in front of my face here somewhere. Wait for that to start shooting jets of steam because it's fully cooked, fully boiling. I do this cleanup on these guys a little bit more often. I'm like looking at my stove now, and I did that like 10-15 minute clean the other day before the stream. I was telling you guys, I don't know why I started cleaning my stove with like 10 minutes before my stream, but I did. And I'm happy I did because it looks gorgeous tonight too. I don't know how much you guys get to see of that because I also have these lovely, not sponsored, but essentially Teflon mats that you can find online, and you can cut them to the burner size. You can put them down in there. And that's essentially what I have. That's what the black there is on my burner. It's essentially like these flexible thin sheets of like Teflon, and so like anything that drops down there is not going to get stuck to anything. I can just pull them up, and the only thing I really have to worry about is the oils and stuff that get down there, and they'll seep underneath it. So you have to clean them probably. You have to be cleaning them more often than your typical thing because you don't want to get the oil down there to build up and cause a fire issue. But as far as just quick cleanup, if you've got fire burners, if you got gas range, those things are amazing. I love them. I can actually, I'll show you on this side. You got the oil burnt on down there, but you just have this thin sheet of Teflon, and it burns. It doesn't catch fire, but it burns. But our water is boiling. So we'll add our ramen. And what I'm doing here, if you guys aren't following along, I don't know if I even said, but I'm working on making my buns for my burger tonight. So we'll start like that. We'll leave that in there for a minute. Inductions are nice. They're great for holding perfect temp. The downside to any induction range, especially if you're using it like constantly, like commercial style, is the coils have a lifetime. And so it's one of those products where you're buying it with a set life. And so it does have that great ability for you to get that perfect temp hold. You can just, almost like a immersion circulator, you can just set the temperature and almost forget it. We'll give it a flip. Turn that over and let it sit in there another 2 minutes with the flame off. Yep, Suki. It's especially an issue. I have a small, like, portable one. Like, I could work off of a. There's a couple of streamers that have portable ones. I have a small portable induction burner, but I don't expect that to last forever. It was a cheapo one. I bought it for my business years ago. The ones that turn around. You lost me there, Huberman. What are we talking about now? We can start working on the rest of this, though, while we're waiting on that. We're going to split this ramen into two here after we add an egg. Are you talking about one of those, like, beanbag things that you can cook things in and leave them in there forever? I think I'm sort of lost on what you're talking about, Huberman. Okay. So there's our roast beef flavoring. Nice, Suki. I'm going to pour off any extra liquid here. We just want the noodles. Are you talking about an air fryer? I'm completely We gotta let this cool down a second because we add that egg to it. It's gonna immediately curdle. Meanwhile, what else do we need to do here? Our burger is going to be pretty simple. We got... How's our bread feeling? Our bread cooled down? Let's give bread a couple more minutes here. Got this set for our burgers. I'm using pre-made burgers. I found a new product that I wanted to try. They're doing actually organic beef, which sort of, you never really find organic beef these days. It is, I mean, if you're finding like small farm stuff, but if you're buying from the 80%, you ain't buying organic. So, trying this out tonight. They're pre-made patties, which is sort of an and they're frozen, but it could be a nice convenient thing for that. I have not tried either of those, and I'm not really a huge fan of either of them. I'm a fan of what they're trying to do, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not a big fan of soy, and essentially what they're doing is creating soy products. It's just helping along the great United States commodity market. And, or, not commodities, but, subsidy market. Let's see, we need a ring here. Let me find my ring molds real quick here. Let's just use the biggest one. When you organized everything, so now I feel obligated to keep it organized. Arg. Okay, air fryer. Yep. Those are all the rage this year. Those were like the gift this year for the holidays. So we're going to make 2 buns here individually. I think we're cold enough to add that into our egg without worrying about it. Oh, hey, it's another word without lyrics. Or another song without lyrics. Let's thumbs down this one. And the recipes I was scanning online as far as making ramen burgers. This is my first time trying to use ramen noodles to make it as a bun. I've seen a couple other people, streamers, try and do that. I think Chef DeParty did one for Noodle Week back in the day. So we're going to do... Most of the recipes I was scanning were saying this should be enough noodles to make 3 buns, but I'm going to turn it into 2. So our egg is going to be our binder here. Using the ring mold just to really keep the shape. I think that's about half of it. Oh, come on. Why you gotta be difficult? There we go. Yeah, they're sort of the new slow cooker. In fact, a lot of people are using either... We had slow cookers that everyone loved, and then we got the Instant Pot, and then we went to the air fryer, and the next one's going to be the pressure cooker Instant Pot. It's either going to be that, or it might be that oven that they've put out that's doing precision cooking and has steam and all that good jazz. Essentially a combi oven, if you're familiar with the industry terms of ovens. Combi oven, but for the home. Combi ovens are essentially a all-in-one oven. They have a regular oven, a conventional oven. They're a convection oven because they have a fan going, and then they have steam built in as well. Some of them have a microwave built in there as well. I don't know how long I need to go on this. That was a mistake. I should have left the ring on. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and add our dressing in with this while that's finishing cooking there. We want to make sure that egg is cooked through. I'm just going to go ahead and add all the dress in there. Keeping the tongs away from the dressing so they don't get full stuck in the stuff until we get that mixed in. There we go. Now we can start. So there's our mixed dressing and coleslaw. Just gonna have to add the crunchies to that, and then I'll be all done. Okay, I think we're good with this guy. I'll throw him on one of my protein boards here. Got a little more color on that side. We'll leave that side up. Put our... Well, let's clean the ring off a little bit here. Take the rest of these, give them a little bit of a toss here. I don't want all that sauce in there, I don't think. Just a little bit like cooking an egg. So if you guys wanted to close up on that one, you got a little bit of color there, not too much, and it's solid enough that, you know, I'm not worried about this. You know, it's like it's an egg. That's nice, Superman. Cheese and crackers. Not really 100%. I'm sure I've heard of the President Company, but they're not ringing a bell as far as a specific cheese that I remember. I think we're probably good there. Yep. So if you guys run out of burger buns, here's another option for you guys. All you need is a pack of ramen and an egg. Oh, there's different types of boiled bread. You've bread that's made in a can. I'm assuming that's boiled, probably. Maybe steamed. Okay, Huberman. No, not you, Google.
Sorry, I'm deleting that. It should be gone in a moment.
I don't know what you're deleting. Oh well. Okay, Google. What did you just delete?
At any time, you can control how I save your activity, and that includes things you ask me to remember. To learn how to do it, go to g.co/assistant/remember. I've also sent a reminder to your phone.
Okay, well, I guess I don't get to know. Hey, B-Boy. Oh yeah, Huberman. You can find all sorts of bread in a can. Oh hey, that's still on. That's not supposed to be still on. It'll be nice for our burger. Add a little oil in the pan. Let's pull out one of these bad boys. So these are organic, I'm not sharing the brand, but organic pre-made quarter-pound patties. Beef. They look sort of pale, but we'll give this a good salt in here. And throw the rest of these back in the fridge. Just going to do the one tonight just to give it a shot. Save the other ones and cook them fresh as needed. Wow. That's almost cooking like it's off. Because it is off. Let's give a bread a slice. Let's see what our ramen bread is like. For those just coming in the stream, this is a no-knead bread made with 2 packets of ramen and the seasoning. What did I do with my bread knife? Oh, it's hidden here. That's a weird spot for it. Don't know why I put it there. Let's give this a slice and see what we got. Very dense. Denser than usual. And I've got new fresh yeast, so this is because of the noodles in there. You got this. You can see the seasoning sort of marbled in there. But a bit denser than I would like my bread, but I think that's still going to be decent slice. And still get the noodles. Yep, look at that beef. It needs to be flipped, doesn't it? We'll turn the fan on high for a moment here. Bread could use adjustment. I'm okay with it. It's a decent loaf of bread, but it is a bit dense. I like the crisp top to it. Butter? You want butter on the beef? It's not a horrible idea, but I'm going to add some cheese. Good old cheapo American cheese. You're crazy. You're going to be up until, I don't know, 8 in the morning just until you get through the caffeine on that. I also probably should have put some baking soda on this. That probably would have made this burger a little bit better. Oh, butter on the bread. Yeah, butter on the bread's a good plan. Convenient how that sits there like that, isn't it? Wow, whoever in. That's... Yeah, you're going to be up all night now. Remembering now that we need some ramen for our salad. So I'm going to crush up a little ramen here real quick. Yep, I am. And as usual, I'm going to run a minute ad right now. We'll go to our battles, and the burger will be done after. Gonna add that guy to my buns. So let's do our battle. Which side's gonna win? Cheers. Victory! Trigger with the kills, Suki with the assists. And yeah, look at that. We got a couple of people with a bunch of kills. Nice, nice. Nicole Land, welcome in. The Scrolls, Leo Zio, and Suki with the other two. Congrats, guys. And I think we're going to call it there for tonight. We'll start in with that here on Friday. We're going to finish up our burger and call it a night here. Hey, BU. Oh, we're not quite done yet. I see you lurking there, though. So we got our cheeseburger. We need all of our goodies to go along with that, though. We want this to be a proper cheeseburger here. Best pickles if you can find them. Maybe only available to me. Sonoma Brinery. They are amazing pickles. Amazing. A little mustard, a little ketchup. I hate these new ketchup lids. Or, they're new to me. They're not new anymore. But these squirt ones that have the pressure, because you have to put so much pressure on them, you get like this giant blob where you started. I just don't like them. Anyways, so we got our mustard and ketchup on there. Lay that over the top there. Maybe with a little peeky peek. I might actually just serve that on the cutting board tonight. Oh, we can turn that fan down if you guys are hearing that noise. We'll just do some of this action here. We got our noodles. We gotta add our noodles. We gotta add our noodles. I forgot the noodles. Did I actually open that pack? Yeah, I did. Don't need this seasoning powder. Sounds good, BU. It's been a while since I've seen you cooking. You've been doing more IRL stuff lately. you for that follow, EJ. Welcome. Getting sort of messy here towards the end here because we're running out of space. But we're only mixing some of this with some of this. Nice, BU. I forget, was it you, Leo, that recommended or suggested ramen for the dish? This turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? Do you think I successfully included ramen in tonight's dinner? Go grab the phone and take some photos here. Oh, that was that phone call. The reason I woke up early today. Oh, let's throw my knife in there. That'd be good. If you guys haven't caught on, I throw my knife and everything because there's my name on it. Saves me from having to write, copyright. It's mine. Get over it. So that's going to be dinner. Let's give you another shot at these caramel ramen Krispies. Those are looking sort of sinful there. Now you look at the side, it's like caramel. Let's give you guys a main view on these guys. There's our ramen bars. Ramen Krispies with soy seasoning caramel. Trying to create a mess over here. I have such a mess of stuff over here. Leo. Let's see if I can get some of this out. I don't think I will very easily. Oh, that's not too horrible. It's still, is it still warm? It's still a little warm. But, yeah. It's got some crispy crunch to it. I'm a little apprehensive about it. Like, I worry that it's going to be too crunchy for me. But I don't know. Oh, wow, that soy caramel just hits you in the end. You get all that soy umami depth in the background, but it starts off that sweet, like, caramel, crunchy. But yeah, that's going to be... Let's give a proper try to this. I'm a little worried it's going to be too crispy crunchy. But it's certainly got marshmallow. Not too shabby there. Actually, I gotta try this burger, but may find someone to go raid to here, real quick. Oh, we gotta refresh this. Do a little planning ahead here for this deliciousness. Grab a full set there of everything we did here. See what we got going on here. Oh, I think I have... I know where we're going. Okay, let's give this burger a shot. Huberman, you always like the final shots here. Give a side view of that burger. Cheese is overpowering a little bit.
You can love what you do and still have it be work.
Why is that?
But
That's
it's
supposed to be
nice
muted.
enjoy
Why
the
are you
work
not muted?
Because it just makes...
Why are you not muted? Ugh. Silly browser. So let's get the coleslaw a shot. A little fresh pepper on top there. It actually turned out better than I expected. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. This, I can taste the beef, but it's mostly in the background. The flavor is different from the actual burger. It's a pretty good hack. I'd certainly use it if I was, if there was a pandemic going on and I didn't want to go and buy buns. That it is, BU. I was saying to people, it's great that it gives it a little extra crunch. You can't add it too early, though. You can't, mix it up and then drive 30 minutes to a potluck, because it's going to get soggy. And so, yeah, you want to give that a proper mix-up just before you serve it. And so, I have already selected a raid target here. Let's go ahead and put that in here. We're going to go hang out with... Why don't I get it started here first? Why is this browser working like molasses right now? Seriously. Come on. It's not Stream Elements. I suspect it's something else that I don't want to talk about right now, but... Alright. I sent you off a couple days ago, or a week or two ago, to go hang out with his wife doing Lego. Today I'm going to raid Jason Sipe, or Sipe. I'm not 100% how he pronounces it. Just recovering from COVID. He is doing a dinner of bottled cocktails. And there's something else going on there. Oh, banoffee pie. That'd be a good time. Caramel and banana pie. Oh, it's got to be lovely. So, I hope you guys go and enjoy his raid. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of this loveliness. I hope you all have a great night. I will be back Friday and Sunday this week. I hope you come back and join me then. Until then, bye-bye.